for joining us as well. There isn't anybody else in the waiting room, so I think we're just going to get started and do like a quick rundown of um, how this works. If you've never done it before, if you're thinking about doing it, if it's your first time and you want to make sure that you do all the things when you're supposed to do them, how you're supposed to do them. Not that there's a lot of commitments here, but just we like giving people information so that they can have an enjoyable time. Um, so this will be recorded and we'll make it available on our YouTube channel for anybody that wasn't able to join us live this evening. Um, but first and foremost, I'm Kirsten Green. That's not the foremost part, but introductions are important. The foremost part is this is Anita Motion, who is the founder of this event and has kept it going for the last 10 years. We also have with us Maggie Kimmett, who has faithfully kept the social media page for this account fed and in good order for the last decade or so and is a big part of promoting you all. So please make sure that she has good pictures and good rider bios so that she can make a nice share about you for the event. Um, but I'll go ahead and back it up just a minute. So um, Real Rider Cup is what's considered a peer-to-peer or crowd-based fundraiser. So that means that you are, as a participant, making a pledge to raise a certain amount of money. In this case, it's a $1,000 pledge, and that can be satisfied through whatever mechanism works for you. We have some riders who have an employer that funds the whole thing in one go, and we have the majority of our riders who will crowdfund in bits and pieces the sum total raised. And generally, everybody, if they put the effort in, does not have a problem making that pledge and satisfying that $1,000 pledge. So the first step, if you're thinking about getting involved, is to go ahead and complete a registration. This event really kind of tops out at about 35 riders, and they are really kind of in a first come, first serve kind of order. So we're already bumping up against that 30 right now. And so we are probably going to close sooner than we actually initially planned to schedule to close entries, which is July 3rd. So if you're on the fence, now's the time to make a decision and get your registration in because we are reaching capacity here. So when you do your registration on our website, it asks you some biographical information about you and your experience riding and your history or background with horses or specifically in the racing industry or with thoroughbreds. And then you can have the opportunity to upload pictures. Once that's complete, you'll also need to go back to your event registration and add pictures and information about the horse that you're going to be riding. So those are two separate processes. So if you are on our website right now and you've already registered and you're like, oh, there's no horse there, it's because you need to go back and add the horse information and pictures of your horse in the registration. But that and your rider bio can both be edited from the like my account section of our website. Um, so that's registration. Anything that you wanted to add at this point, Anita? I'll kind of pause. Like,
I don't think so. I mean, basically, the main thing is to input all your photographs so we have stuff to promote about you, and that may give you more attention, will bring more donations, and we also applaud anyone who raises over $1,000. We have a big goal this year to try and meet. Guess we can talk about the Keeneland and Breeders' Cup participation. They are offering a match to a team. We're going to pull it out of a hat, ask them to associate with, and they are going to match the maximum of the team raise. And typically we have 5 people on a team. So we're hoping that if that team raises $5,000, Breeders' Cup and Keeneland will match that donation, which is a new thing this year. Not sure if anyone is on the fence because they're not an experienced rider or super experienced or the horse is a little green. We do offer that you can just jump a ground to complete the course. You'll do the same course, but it'll be a dropped rails, but that will be for no score. And we hope that only one person on a team does that because we all or one or two could the top three scores of each team into consideration for the order of finish. Anything else?
So yeah, I was going to get into if you were like finished with that piece, just kind of explaining like the like competition and like the placings and awards that we offer
I
since
have a
you're
quick
kind of,
question, if that's
yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
Once you've registered and paid your $25, but you haven't completed like your bio and answered all of the questions, are you registered?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
just making sure because we were in the barn registering today, but we
Yeah.
were just starting.
No, I think that that was a really good strategy. I generally tell people at this phase, like, get your registration in, you can go back and edit things. So yes, you guys got your registration in, and I would just encourage you not to leave your bio and photos sitting for too long, because the earlier that that stuff is completed, the earlier we can get you scheduled to go up and get your individual profiles shared on the Real Rider Cup Facebook page.
That's
Uh,
the homework assignment for tonight.
Great. And then if anything changes, like it, you know, you have to swap your horses around or anything like that, just pop me an email. You guys will be getting a follow-up email from me that has just a kind of general rundown of information, a lot of the same stuff that we're going to cover here this evening. And you also will get a separate email to complete a waiver. So just keep an eye out, and we keep in touch with you over the next couple weeks. Like we will be reminding you if you're missing anything. We will be sending you updates about the schedule for the evening, all of that sort of thing. So it's not like you sign up and just kind of like turn up in a couple of weeks. Like we will stay in touch. Um,
And of course,
so
if you have any questions at all, you can reach out to Kirsten or myself or
yep,
anyone at the RRP office
yep.
and Maggie.
Uh, or Maggie. So you've made your commitment, you've registered, you've started your fundraising. The kind of carrot to all of this is you get to ride in the competition portion of this event, which is really just, it's competitive technically, but it's really just meant to be lighthearted and fun. So it's a 2 foot 6 inch show jumping course. So we're riding for fastest clean round. There are awards given for individual results. So first through third individual. Technically, we do win, place, show because we thought that would be cute. And everybody gets a completion ribbon and a great big bag of swaggy stuff as well, and a saddle pad. Um, we also do a team competition, so you need a minimum of 4 people to form a team. And then the best 3 scores on the team count towards team results. So basically, if you have 4 people start, the 3 rides with like the lowest score, meaning like fastest time and least penalties, they count towards team results. So we try to get people to register with about 4 people. We try not to go over 5 people. 4 people just as kind of a safety where like if somebody scratches or something like that, your team can still run with 3 riders. 5, same kind of deal. Once we get into 6, it starts being kind of like hefty and weighted, like kind of disproportionate to other teams. So we try to keep them between 4 and 5. I know New Vocations is organizing a team. We will look because there are people that come in and have planned to be on a team together with colleagues or friends, and we will capture that information and get them organized. And then there are always people that have kind of signed up of their own like volition, and we will figure out how to get you on a team with a combination of other people. Um, if we can find some kind of common denominator, we will. When Anita started this many years ago, it was kind of in the spirit of pulling in folks from the racing industry. And so we had like kind of themed teams of like racing media and outriders and racetrack kids and that sort of thing. And if we can preserve that amongst the people that are entered, we try to do so, but it is not an exclusive competition in any way, shape, or form. So we have a lot of people that are also working in the aftercare industry or just like thoroughbreds that want to participate as well. So we kind of just take a look at everybody's kind of connections and background, and we'll try to make a team that makes sense. But it is definitely helpful if you are forming a team. Please let me know uh, who's on your team if they have all registered, and if they haven't all registered, kick them and then tell me who to expect an application from. Um, so that's, and then we also give an individual prize for the top earning fundraiser as of the end of the evening. So, still looking to see if we can get some additional prizes for those awards as well, but big rosettes and a victory gallop and all of that sort of thing. So, um, the night of, we usually open registration in the kind of like mid-afternoon, and you can ship into new vocations. You have an opportunity to hand walk your horses in the arena before we get underway. We'll send you a detailed schedule of kind of like day of, like when the arena is open for in-hand familiarization, when we will do a course walk, first course on course, like all of that sort of thing. Um, so definitely, if you think that your horse would benefit from arena familiarization, please come in and take advantage of that. Most people will ship in. There's plenty of trailer parking for all sizes of rigs immediately behind the New Vocations indoor arena. But there's also stabling available if needed. We just need to have you contact Carrie at New Vocations and let her know, like a week out at least, if you do need a stall, and they can arrange that for you as well. We do require some health paperwork. So current negative Coggins and EHV1 flu rhino within the last 6 months prior to your arrival at New Vocations is what we're looking for. Um, there is a link for you to submit that stuff ahead of time in the informational emails that I send out, and I will be pestering you to send that stuff ahead of time so that we don't have to deal with it at registration. So don't worry, you will hear from me and you will get reminders if you are having trouble remembering that piece. And let's see. We will do an order of go Monday, July 6th, I believe it is. We do it kind of like a post position draw. So, drawing names, but we group them in order by team. So we will randomly draw the team, and then we will randomly draw your order within the team. So that guarantees that you guys are grouped together in order of go, and you can watch each other go and cheer each other on and all that sort of thing. Um, we typically offer a course walk, usually with the course designer or maybe a celebrity rider of some sort. More information to come on that. We're ironing out those details. And then, yeah, it's a fun evening. So, we'll have food trucks there and tented seating and bleachers, and bring camp chairs, no dogs, please. So it's just a good opportunity to hang out and celebrate with everybody and have a good time. We usually have a bar vendor there as well, and we provide a drink ticket and a meal ticket for our riders also. Um, and let's see, what else am I missing?
We have music this year.
And we will have music, like probably not live music, because it just kind of really, sometimes the weather is spotty going into the evening, and like kind of miraculously it always ends up being fine. But sometimes like we have to make late stage adjustments and like move inside and all of that sort of thing. So um, we will have music, it just might not be live. Um, and that it does make a good point that we do run rain or shine. We have the ability to adjust plans and go into New Vocations indoor arena if need be. We will notify people ahead of time if that's the decision that we're making. But more than likely, it will run in their outdoor arena. That's the preference, but it does work to do it in the indoor, we found out last year. So can be done. Um, any other questions? Mary, excited to be a part. My phone is about to die, so you have to go. It'll be recorded, Mary, so we'll put it up on our YouTube and email out the link. So really excited that you're joining us. Um, Let's see, I see Allison joined us. Sounds like Allison is going to be on Team First Racing. Thank you for joining us again this year. Um, let's see. Any other questions? I think that's like really kind of the rundown. Anything for you, Anita, Maggie, requests or anything from the social media share?
No, you pretty much covered it. Just go ahead and get the bios populated and we'll pop them out and get some attention on these riders.
Okay.
Oh, and what about racing silks?
Yes, racing silks. Okay, so there is kind of one house rule is that you have to ride in racing silks. And if you need help getting a pair, we can assist with that, but it's entirely up to you who you ride in. So we have some instances where, First Racing is a good example where they are supporting a couple of riders and they are going to be sending silks for those riders. We have it happen where um, the riders will ride in the horse's owner's silks from when they were racing. So, like for example, Lindsay Gilbert's going to ride in Eclipse Thoroughbred silks. Um, or if you just like you know, you work for an owner or you work for a stable and there's a particular owner that's a favorite of yours or something, like you are welcome to just say like, hey, can I borrow a set for the weekend? But if you need help finding a set, like if all else fails, Anita has like a vault of silks in her basement that she can dig into if need be. But generally, that's a beloved part of all of this is that you do have to ride in racing silks.
It's also a good pitch to approach an owner and say, I would love to ride in your silks. Would you be happy to sponsor me?
Mhm. That's another angle that works.
Yeah, that was how we originally did it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Um, yeah, it's just a good clean time, basically. It's a good way to spend a July evening. We're pretty close proximity to the Facing Tipton sales, so we get some foot traffic, as a kind of evening activity after showing is done for the day. So usually has like a pretty good crowd, lots of locals, lots of good like support. So it's a good time and um, you know, rowdy yeehaw, fun stuff. So um,
Very cool. I think that's it then, is it?
yeah, I think so.
Any questions from anyone? And obviously feel free to get in touch if you do have anything that comes up. And
Yep.
one of the more important things is to get there early so we know that everybody's accounted for on the night, because we start promptly.
Um, okay. Well, Amanda, Allison, look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. And again, any questions or anything that we can help with, just be in touch. All right.
Thanks,
Thank,
Kristen.
thank you.
Thank you, folks. Talk to you
Bye.
soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.